Welcome back, first rewire of 2024. It's my first rewire with my Milwaukee stuff, and we have brought the Bosch along to help out as well, only because I need duplicates, because we've got a young man coming today with some work experience. You've seen him in the video the other week, he's doing some stuff with Mitch, he's just trying to become qualified, so I thought, he hasn't done any domestic yet, perfect opportunity, we've got an empty house on a rewire, so we can give it a go. First things first, we need to go around and check, and the customer's been fantastic of the things they've done. But while we're going around each room, I've got my iPad behind me, cover up everyone's details here about how we quoted it. This is Traderfy, use my code, which is going to be down below for 50% off for the first 3 months. It was all I quoted through Traderfy, it was accepted. It was then sent off as an invoice as 50% paid before we started the job. So we can get the materials, not worry about non-paying customers, all that sort of stuff that we do worry about in the background. So hit the link down below, Traderfy that is. So what the customer's done for me, which is awesome, is I said to them, if you want to mark the walls exactly where you want it, it's a double X. So every single room, we've got sticky pads exactly where we want them. The door has been hung the other way. So we've got a light switch there, double socket down there, double socket down there. In here is not being touched just of yet, but what the difference is with this rewire, so this kitchen is staying for a little bit. So the rewire we are starting today over the next couple of days, we'll be putting first fix in. We are leaving all the original cables in, we're leaving power on, we're leaving the original fuse board on. Yes. Yes, for the time being, so other trades can come in because the plumber in next week. The boiler is essentially, the boiler right now is under the stairs, it's being moved into the airing cupboard, and that's where our fuse board is going to go. We're going to do emergency fitting, we're going to do some nice trunking, we're going to get it all nice and sweet. So I need to make sure I leave the power on for as long as possible. And because the kitchen is being touched for maybe a year or two, we're going to find the 6mm, run a new 6mm to it, leave loads of slack in the floor, join onto the existing 6mm. We're going to find the socket circuit, bring over a new lead, bring over a new cable, possibly a ring or a 4mm radial across here, join onto the existing stuff. So as and when this gets ripped down, because there's a flat ceiling, all the new cables in the loft preempted and ready. A few interesting finds I've found so far. This is bizarre. So this is in the dining room, and this is the back of the gas meter. Any gas engineers, plumbers, other electricians, have you ever seen this? I have never seen this being sat so flush that it has to be on a door with the isolation valve here for that. Next thing over here, that's a good shot in it. We'll be pulling that off in a little bit, but yeah. So this is the gas meter on the outside and the electric here. So we've got a point of isolation already in, which is nice. The garage, which is this, is being cut off and completely disconnected because it runs in a hose pipe. That's painted black, and it goes down across to the garage, which for the time being is being disconnected and left. We're going to do a garage feed down here, preempting as of when they do the garden, pick up these slabs and redo it. It can be dug in properly. I did say, do they want a continuous rewire? And that was a big fat no. Got 3 outside lights going on, up and down lights, one here, one next to the door, one at far end for PIR. That's all the outside lighting being done out here, and we've got a double socket out the front for the mower or the jet wash. Okay, Ash is here, just run through. What I might do is an explanation, so if any apprentices or people that are learning electrics, this is the day for Ash to learn. This probably is the same day for you guys to pick up some on-site tips and whatever. Stuff that I've shown all this stuff off before. It's good for me to run through it again. So I've just shown Ash how to run through and chase a socket. So I've got a double one here. This is mine, 2 double sockets. We've then chased up. We've put some D-line clips in with the nail gun to support the cable. We've been putting work mat down. I said to him, put work mats down, even though the carpet's getting changed. I don't know when it is. Protect the carpet as best as possible. We can get all the big stuff, pour that into a bucket, put it back, chase it. Once that's done, we can hoover up. And to be honest with you, the carpet's like I've never been here. And then this is the first ever socket that Ash has chased in. I said to him, don't worry about the plaster, no one can control that. And that bit was actually me. This was him. That's in, that's flush. He's done a great job. So now, I'm gonna let him have a go with the wall chaser for the first time. So how mate? All right. So yeah, I'll sit you on the side and then I'll explain to you as I explained to Ash how we use the chaser. Listening? Yep. Are you listening? Wall chaser, we've set the depth. This is to about 20mm. So here we're going to clip the cables direct to the wall, which is what the all-round, the D-line clips are over there, mate.
Yeah.
We're not going to do enable conduit, then the customers aren't that bothered. So we set the depth, 20 mil, we've got the Hoover on, this is the Metabo, it's set to AR, so as I engage this, it turns the Hoover on. Obviously, that thudding afterwards is the filter self-cleaning. Right. So they like bang it so it gets the dust off. I've done 2 Sharpie marks, as you can see there and there, which is the thickness of the blade, which I don't know why they don't have it on already. I suppose because you can change the blades over. A lot of people said to me, when you're doing it, you can use gravity as your friend, which is completely true. So you can set that up. This is your line. You want to stay this side of it. You put that on. You rest the toe on it, so the blade's not touching. So if you turn the blade on while the blade's touching, it will throw itself down the wall. Right. So push back, so it's flat, and then slowly pull. If you come around here, that there has to sit flush, because sometimes you get harder walls and it'll sit like that and you don't get full depth. Right. So as you pull that down, all I would say is you sit underneath it, you follow that mark.
So that mark's got to go along this line then?
This line here. Okay. And then when you get to the bottom, keep going into the chase, you'll feel it give. Turn it off, take it out, we'll spin it round, we'll start again from this mark, and then we can go up to the ceiling. Okay. But you want glasses and you want ear defenders on, okay? Yep. This trigger as well, you have to push that out. Use this finger, push the trigger that way, and then pull down. Just keep your fingers completely away from that blade. So when I do it, as we pull down, our hands are on top, they're completely away from the blade. You don't want them around the corner in case it runs, it catches anything. Because we've had it before, if you hit a piece of cable in the wall or pipe, it does kick back. Yeah. And if your fingers are here behind it and it kicks back, it may cut your fingers off. Okay? I won't record this because it's not fair for Ash to re-record it for his first time, but I'll show you after. Right, that's successful. Yeah, all right?
Yeah, it was all right, yeah.
It's just I think half of it is getting used to the trigger on the Metabo.
Yeah.
Turning it on with the red switch. Next bit, because the ceiling only butts up so far, we've got to take about, I mean, that is 6 inches, isn't it? Easy.
I don't know. Do you know 6 inches well?
No. I mean, I know someone, no, I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to say it. We just got to SDS that bit, same thing in the bottom, the camera can't see, we just got to scoop it in. That's your job, and then we'll have a go with the nail gun, sticking that in. That looked awkward, you just stood up on camera, you're just there.
What, you're standing there?
Yeah, sorry, right. Next thing is spit nail gun. People like this, people hate this online. This is, people say it's a lazy man's way of doing it. Couldn't give a rat's arse, and it's wicked, and it's quicker, and it gets the job done quicker. A lot of people use all-round band, which you know what this is, don't you?
Yeah.
All-round band if you haven't seen it before, but I've recently started using the D-line clips, which are these ones. They're actually like a knockoff version of Deligo. I'll do one so you can see it, but definitely wear your glasses for this. I am not going to because I'm a master. No, I can't bother to put them on. I'll do this off camera again to show Ash. That's it. And then next one.
It's alright, I like that.
I know. Do it on this flat bit here. I know. I know. You just have to get used to it. It's the same thing with the sockets. You've got to do at least 100 times for you to go. Right, I've got the hang of this now. Yeah. Yeah. Just do the top one. So, some people don't bother, but the amount of times we've had, so at the top here there's red brick changes, and the more we chisel that, it won't actually chisel it, it just knocks it out of the way and breaks the plaster to the other side. So I'm happy with the depth. There you go, mate. I mean, realistically, the next thing to do would just be drill red plug and drill the sockets in, which we can do now. We'll do that, and then we'll hoover up, tidy up this bit, and then this bit's done. And then later on, when we pull a few floorboards up, the best way to do it is if I get a rod up. I mean, realistically, you can follow the footprint upstairs or whereabout this should be. Yeah. Get a rod up, bang it on top of the floor above.
You can hear it.
You can hear it, or even better yet, you stand on the floor, you can feel the knocking. Okay. Right, I'm back. Level, patras, square, done, drawn on. We get a 5.5mm bit. We're going to be going on each individual corner and then across the lines. This is going to create the right depth, the right footprint of the mattress that's going to go in, knockout box, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do a few holes in the middle to create a breakage in the center of it, spade bit in and around to the right depth of the 25mm mattress. We're going to go in the middle, we're going to chamfer it off either side, get it nice square edges, nice and level. I'm going to go in with a hoover, test it, not quite right, I've lost the mattress here. I had a little bit more to do, and that's about it really. Right, Ash is just finishing this second one off. I've left it completely to his own devices over there. It's sat nicely in the wall, it's level, it's flush with the wall so the plaster doesn't get it. He's put the clips in, he's chased it. I didn't help him once and he didn't ask any questions either. I said to him, there's no stupid questions, ask me as many times as you want. I'd rather you ask so we can stop a catastrophe as a gas pipe or a water pipe in the way. A few little things, I'm going to start trying new little things. I know I've said this before on rewires, but using different products. So I went to my local wholesaler yesterday, Power Electrical. I've seen these for ages, but I've never ever used one. So I've just found out it's a 35mm box with a single box attachment. There's an outside socket going down here. So even though I'd already chased it, we've gone and put that in next to it. My only annoyance with it is I'd already done the spacing between this and this. I only realise now, once I've put it in, that this gap is different to this gap. That's not the end of the world. And make sure we change it if we do it in the future. Worst case scenario, I can just knock this out, budget over for E1 to if the customer requests anyway. But what I find bizarre is only two fixings. It's just one hole there and one hole there. And I've done the knockout and I've scooped a bit of the brick out behind so it will allow us to get the grommet in. A lot of people do fail to do that. But now that's all done, we've been hoovering up as and when we've been going, so each bit's corner's tidy. But we've gone to the stage now where two double sockets here, there's an existing socket. We were going to change the height of the sockets, but the aerial guy came in yesterday and has already chosen our socket heights for us, so we have to match them with them, which is exactly the same as what we have. Normally I would go, oh, we'll just put the sockets over here, but the customer's requested it's here. I'm going to make sure we do it there because I don't want to be putting it there for them to come back and go, actually, no, we really do want it here. And have to do the work twice. So we're going to go up, we'll isolate the power, we'll go upstairs, I've already picked the board up, I'll get Ash to do this. Obviously test for dead, but the whole fuse board's going to be turned off. So, but anyway, it's like I've never had an apprentice before. Snip that, just join it with some Wagos in the floor, we'll put some sleeving on. I'm not going to put it in a box, it's going to be ripped out in the next week or so anyway. It's just so we can remove this box, put a new one in, because there's also a USB one going here, and an Ethernet cable. So we will use the same bit here, that's deep enough for our USB. Most USBs are anyway. We've got the right hand side for our Ethernet, we'll probably flip it over that way, so it's separate, and then we'll put a double socket in as well. So what we have here is literally just three circuits. You've got kitchen sockets, which is perfect for us, because we know we can just pull off what we need, take it to above the kitchen with a new supply, junction box it there with maintenance free join, all that sort of stuff. The rest of the house, socket's going to be cut off, water heater and lighting. There's not actually a 6mm feed, so we can just run a new one over because they're going to want a cooker. I think we did say when we came around to quote, which is going to stick, it's going to go here, the tail end, and I'm going to put an isolator on this wall for when, because eventually this wall's going to get knocked out and pushed through. Power's all off. There's our socket. So Ash, what I want you to do is snip these as close to the, actually, no, what we'll do, get downstairs, take that socket off completely, snip the cables, and then we'll pull all this up. And then you've got loads of room to play with, yeah? If you go and do that then, mate. Right, that's all done. So if you get your hand in there, mate, probably just pull one at a time.
I should put my gloves on for that. What a man.
As I do with someone's mum. Like. You can snip it here, you can snip it wherever you want. It's up to you if you want to leave it. Snip it there, strip it back, sleeve it, stick them on, we can power back up. These are the floorboards I've just found. So we got 8th of January 1978. So it's the same age as Mitch. Look at this. British doll is best saying Big Daddy Paddy. Alrighty then. Patrick Gallagher lives with his wife and 13 children. So Patrick Gallagher's children, if you're watching this, say hello. 13 children. They needed to get a TV really, mate. Do you know what that means?
No.
Oh, it means they didn't have a telly, so they had time to do other things in the evening.
I don't get it still.
Toad in the hole.
Okay, I get that a bit, yeah.
Sausage down
Yeah, okay, I get
an
that,
alley.
yeah.
Okay, cool. done, dusted. I'm just going to leave this exposed for now. Floor up, because we're going to have to do a socket there in a little bit anyway, and then one over there. So another good thing about this customer, I do get this a lot from YouTube customers, is they've marked out exactly, you haven't seen this yet, have you, Ash?
Nope.
Where the bedside table is going to be to the bed, chest of drawers, heights, where they want sockets. So I know wherever we put stuff, it's going to be in the right place. This has been for every bedroom other than the one next door, because that's just like a storage room. So it makes our life easier knowing that what we're doing is correct and in the right place. So customer, when you watch this, thank you very much. We are getting on swimmingly. Just call us Nemo and Dory, because we are swimming. Just keep swimming. I've done the chase here, so we really don't have a place from taking the power from the floorboards up into the loft. We've got loft power, we've got upstairs lights, we've got smoke alarm links, and that's it so far. But normally we take up in the airing cupboard, which is fine, but the airing cupboard is, the stairs go this angle, so we don't really have any room. And the way the plumbers have taken the pipes is this terrible boxing that's going to come out. You've never seen what a 60s/70s bathroom looks like. It looks like this. Fabulous. I hope they're keeping it. So I have taken the chaser up the wall here. So we've got the new landing switch for upstairs and downstairs for the two-way is going here. And then I've done full depth on the chaser behind the mattress. That's going to take loft power up, upstairs lights and smoke alarm links this way. But Ash has never took a floorboard up. I just realised the first time he's ever seen a fast fix box, he's never played with a knockout box, he's never chased a socket in the wall, he's never took a floorboard up. I'll cancel that bit, don't worry.
He told that then.
No one. One thing about this chase is, this is the existing upstairs power, as you see from the floorboard. It's not in zones, in the middle of the wall, you would never know it's there. There's no outlets, there's no accessories, yada, 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 which is fine. So obviously mine's level, spirit level, all the way up. And this creeps, and it creeps, and it creeps in, to the point where the chaser came in, and I literally just nicked the edge of it. So yeah, don't lick that, okay? One rule of electrics, don't do what?
Work life.
I would say lick it, but yeah, that is also true.
Okay.
So we're going to get floorboard up, so I'm going to show you guys how to set the board up, how I do it. We're going to get this length up here, which is ended there. I'll chop this in half, I'll get this a little bit up so you can watch me, and I'll explain to people with a voiceover what I'm doing, and then I'll get you to do the other bit, yeah? Right, that's already cut, so I'm going to cut this. Normally, if I'm taking this board up, I would cut this side of the nails, just because it's easy for myself to pull up. But because you're going to do this side, I'll make it easy for you, I'll leave this on my side. So when you're doing it, it's up to you. There's a floorboard up, you can get a floorboard and hold it up to this and do a Sharpie on that, so you know what depth is. But after a while, you just get the feeling of it. As you go through, you let the multi-tool, the weight of the multi-tool do it. You never push a multi-tool, ever. You just let the weight of it. I mean, you can give it a slight push maybe, but don't ram it in, because all it'll do is burn the wood, it will smoke, and then this will get clogged up as well and just break it. Okay, so you'll see what I mean. Bit by bit we take away, and then we start going down. So you're going to grab us a new blade. You know my tool pod that's on the... Right, so now once you think you're through it enough, there's one of these, because I've got nails at both ends, you've got to be a bit more tactical. There's only one nail in here. It's always good to go one side, switch it over to the other. And then if you've got to, and as you normally peel it up, you work your way down the floorboard.
Yeah.
So there you go, it's starting to go already. And then I could get my hand under it now. I get my hand under it now and pull it. And then every time we take a floorboard out, knock the nail out, break that in half, chuck it in that bucket, mate. Take the remaining nails out the floor. because they're only going to get in your way. So that's that. Always get these out of the way, because once they're in, all they're going to do is clog up this when the ball goes back down. You can see there, get the right depth. Like I said before, if you want to figure out where that is, you know full well as soon as you get below this, disappears below the board, you're pretty much there, and it's just that little bit more. But as you normally go through it, as it goes from this board to the joist, you will just feel an ever so slight nick in the multi-tool. You'll feel it drop ever so slightly, and then you know you've done full depth, so you pick it back up and go the other side. Yeah. Also, just before Ash does this, if you've got floorboards up, which we have there and there, get your phone out, put it on video, get it on torch, stick it under. You can double check. If not, put your hand under it, feel across, make sure there's no pipes. There'll always be run on the surface. If you can't, then you get sort of a bit more free rein to go a bit more harder. That was. I know what I mean. Carry on, mate. Yeah. Right. I've just sent Ash off. He lives like an hour and a half away, so I said it's half free, mate. Get yourself on the road. Go and give your mum a kiss for me. Yeah, he's pulled that up. He's been a champ. I know he's going to watch this at some point, and Mitch will as well. Mitch rang me to see how he's getting on. He turned up smack on the time he should have been here. He's been attentive. He's asked questions. He's done literally what I said down to a T. If there was anything that he wasn't quite sure on, he just grabbed me for a second and also asked me a question. But yeah, it's great. I like teaching people stuff. I think I've only taught Adam and maybe my kids as and when they're old enough and they still want to do what they want to do. Just have patience with them. Because I never had, no one taught me with patience. They were all arseholes. So yeah, treat people how you want to be treated and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm going to carry on with this. I'll do some more filming tomorrow, but just me because Ash is busy, but he could be with me on the day after. I keep thinking it's Monday, but it's Tuesday today. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Love you, bye.